I say it's my pleasure now to invite a few of our current players up to the stage for a little chat. The first one doesn't really need much of an introduction. He's one of our current England players. Stephen Finn has to date played 23 tests for England and taken 90 wickets. He was the youngest Englishman to 50 test wickets, and in total has currently taken 174 international wickets. So Stephen, could you kindly come up to the stage? As Stephen makes his way up. The next is another international cricketer, although deep down I'm probably as Irish as he is. I'd say Tim Murtagh is well on the way to becoming a Middlesex legend. Since joining the club from Surrey in 2007, Tim has led our attack magnificently, taking 410 wickets at a remarkable average of 24.77. Somehow he qualified for Ireland a year or so ago, and is now a regular member of their 2020 and one-day side. So, Tim, could you kindly come up? Our final guest up here thinks he's a legend, but he's got a bit of work to do yet. Sadly, one game doesn't make a career. Even if that performance was against Surrey. Sorry, I shouldn't take the mickey out of Ollie too much, but Ollie's been an extremely popular addition to our squad since joining Middlesex from Sussex in 2011. He can play too. He's just returned from the England's Lions trip to Sri Lanka and has been to Abu Dhabi to play for the MCC against the champion county. He's an outstanding all-rounder, as good a second slip fielder as I've ever seen. The game he will be remembered for so far came last year when he took the remarkable match figures of 15 for 164 against our South London rivals. So, Ollie, could you please come up to the stage? Chaps, have you sober or have you been supping? Mertz, I'll start with you. In 2011, Gareth Berg took Middlesex to the Division 2 title by hitting a spinner for 6, 4 and 6. To celebrate the achievement, Gareth had a tattoo on his arm with dice depicting these efforts. I turned on the TV last Friday by chance to see you racing in to bowl against the Netherlands in Bangladesh. Netherlands produced a magnificent run chase, and unfortunately the 3 balls that I saw you sent down went for 6, 4, 6. Are you considering having a similar tattoo put on your arm?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Gus.
Nice to see you anyway. Welcome back, Tim.
Cheers. Really glad that I haven't seen much of you this winter. It's been great. No, I'd never do anything as stupid as Bergie would. He's got a few more tattoos that he's quite willing to show off as well later if anyone's interested. So you can ask him about that. But it's also ironic because that's the number of times that Finney's got out LBW as well. So
6, 4, 6. I know, it's sort of, he should be LBW Finn, his initials, not ST Finn. And Tim, how Irish actually are you? I mean, and do you know the Irish national anthem?
Do you want me to sing it, or...?
Yeah, you can give it a go if you want.
I need Starlar up here as well, is he? No. Come the day and come the hour, come the power and the glory. We've come to answer our country's call, the full performances of Ireland. Ireland, Ireland, together standing tall. Shoulder to shoulder, we'll answer Ireland's call. I wasn't expecting that, Tim. Brilliant, well done. X Factor next year, I'm all over it.
On a serious note, I mean, you're late late introduction to international cricket. I think everybody at the club is chuffed to see your efforts rewarded in such a way. How are you enjoying it, and how's it found? Is it different to what you expected?
No, I've loved every minute. They've embraced me with open arms. It's been great. The chance to play in World Cups and against some of the biggest teams in the world has been magnificent, and I've enjoyed every minute. And as I said, if it means avoiding Finchley for the winter, then I'm pretty keen for it.
So you don't enjoy your time with Andrew Mitchell, then, strength and conditioning coach?
Yeah, the gym's not one of my favourite places to be, I'd say. But yeah, it's been great, and I've loved every minute, and hopefully I'll have a few more years of it to come.
Finney, handing out those caps, we noticed that yours is the number 692, which is actually the lowest number. That makes you our most experienced player. How does that feel? And a question from Mertz was, when are you going to start behaving as though you are our most experienced player? So, how does that feel to be our most experienced? How old are you?
I'm 25 next week. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? I mean, I've been around for a fair while, but I was very fortunate to have played that first class game very early in my career when I was 16, and it was sort of cut a thing out the back of a cereal packet, send it in and see who gets a first class debut for Middlesex against Cambridge University. So I was lucky to get that back then. And I didn't play for a couple of years, but yeah, it's good to have the lowest number of the boys, and I can have the bragging rights over the rest of them.
Is it true you nearly ended up playing for Essex? There's a story going around that it was Toby Radford who ran on the field to sort of sign you to play for Middlesex when Essex was sniffing around. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I wasn't aware of it at the time, but Toby, who was the academy director, or to be academy director at the time, was playing for England under 14s at Oundle School in the national sort of tournament against North, South, East, West. And yeah, there was a guy from the Essex Academy there, and Toby, and I was unaware I was playing for Hertfordshire at the time. And yeah, Toby sort of rushed onto the pitch and was like, "Would you like to come and play or net with Middlesex in the winter?" And I said, "Yeah." And then just as I got off the pitch, a guy from Essex came up and asked a question. And I'd always dreamed of playing for Middlesex, and Middlesex was the team closest to my home, so I went with Middlesex, and it's got me here now.
Oliver, where do I start with you?
Middlesex legend, I like that.
Middlesex legend? Have you just called yourself that, or is it? You've had a busy winter, haven't you? Or busy recent times, away with the England Lions and in Dubai with the MCC. How did that go? And I say, what do you make that setup and the progress that you've made, obviously, since coming from Brighton?
So I presume you're talking about on-the-field experiences now.
Well, yeah, you're a happily married man now, aren't you?
Yeah, obviously. It's been a good winter. It's been a lot more than I anticipated at the start. My main goals were basically not to try and get too fat before the season, and we were achieving that to a certain degree in Finchley. But yeah, to get the chance to get out of the rain and the cold was a real good experience, and I've had a really great winter. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
And can't sort of go. We have to bring up your 15 wickets.
Please, I don't like talking about it.
No, I know. I say the bar shuts at 6, so but I mean that's obviously the highlight of your career today. A wonderful performance. I can't remember the figures. Second or third best ever by Middlesex. I can't remember. We give you the balls, didn't we, at the end of the year?
I'm a bit hazy on them actually, but yeah, best performance by me. Middlesex cricketer for at least 50 years, I'd say. Obviously, it's just an amazing day. You just turn up there, and there aren't very often. Usually, it's all down to the quicks. April, May, green ones, wet, overcast, 8 degrees. So yeah, when you turn up and it looks like it's going to turn, you can look about it two ways. So you put yourself under pressure like the quicks to go, oh, swing it, I've got to nip it as well. or you can just go, oh, thank God for that, finally a pitch that might suit my bowling. So yeah, no, it's a great day.
You're the biggest physically of the three there. How come you end up being a spinner?
Because I'm the most intelligent.
Finny, how does Mertz do it? I mean, how does he keep taking all those wickets for us? I mean,
well, we were discussing this the other day actually, and we actually think he gets dropped. You know how a spinner gets dropped on the ball and sort of deceives the batsman in the flight? There's the slip cordon. I've batted against him before, and you turn around and the slip cordon are like 5 yards away, and usually for a seam bowler it'd be like 15, 20 yards away, but the slips and everyone's 5 yards away from him. We were convinced, and me and David were speaking about it the other day, that he gets dip on the ball, which deceives the batsman, and which is why they play around straight ones. So, yeah,
At least I don't keep kicking the stumps over at the other end.
not anymore.
Can I just say as well, I've been away, surely you weren't standing next to David anywhere near the slips.
I was at Gully, mate.
God help us.
you might not know it. I mean, you two are roomies, aren't you? Murtagh and Finn.
We are. We've seen too much of each other.
I know. Is it true that your wife and partners have sort of said that you're no longer allowed to share rooms this summer? And they're a bit worried about how close you're getting.
Well, the thing is, I was fortunate enough to get an invitation to Tim's wedding a couple of years ago now, and during the first dance, obviously massive occasion for him and Karina dancing. He called me onto the dance halfway through the first dance, so we continued the second for the first dance, with Karina just stood beside us. So, I'm obviously honoured to be such a big part of his life, but now he's moved into his house with his wife, you know, I'm sort of feeling like I should give him some space, but we've got a good 12 hours or so of drinking left in us today. How that goes.
I was going to say, I didn't know Mertz was married.
Quickly moving on. Mertz, moving across the river from Surrey to Middlesex is obviously a big move. Obviously, you're happy. Well, I mean, what are the differences? I mean, I'm not looking here for obviously slag Surrey or anything like that, but I'll say, well, you can if you want. No, I'm only joking. But it's a big move for you, but obviously enjoyed your times here, and I mean, what's it like to play at Lords?
Well, I obviously came for the banter, judging by these two tonight.
No, he came for the lunches. Look at the size of him.
Sorry, can I speak now, or it's just your show? No, I've really enjoyed the past 7 years. I was lucky enough that Ember signed me 7 years ago. And, you know, I've loved every minute. You know, everyone's been really welcome in here, even though I have come from the wrong side of the river. So I've loved every minute, and, you know, I've just signed a new contract and hopefully be here for a few more years.
Hint, hint.
Ollie, Graham Swan, I haven't been drinking, has retired. England are looking for a spinner. How do you fancy your chances?
Well,
Remember, I'm a selector.
I was going to say... I'd say, firstly, I better work on trying to spin the ball then, if that's what they're looking for. But no, apart from you being a selector, and I hate the fact that I might actually have to suck up to you at some stage.
I'm not entering a relationship with you like those two have got, by the way.
I was going to say, I'm certainly not going to go skiing with you. Look at the state there. No, I mean, look, you'd asked me a year ago, I just wanted to play consistently for a county side, hence the move. You guys have given me the freedom to express myself, give me the time I needed to sort of excel and get to where I want to be with my bowling and stuff. So, I mean, it's still the same old stuff. If I carry on doing how I've been doing for Middlesex and don't think too far ahead, who knows? And a nice bottle of Shiraz in your pigeonhole. But yeah, I mean, I know it sounds a little bit cheesy and stuff, but I just want to do well for Middlesex, and obviously with a big year, I want to be part of something special, so that's more on my agenda at the minute.
Stephen, you've had a difficult winter. You can't avoid that. How are your preparations going for the summer? I'm sure everybody would love to hear.
Yeah, no, they're going well. I mean, I obviously had a bit of a difficult winter, and coming home from Australia was a tough decision to make for me. And, you know, yeah, I had to look at myself and reassess where I was with my cricket and where I was with my career at the time of coming home. And I'm lucky enough to have you and Richard Johnson around me to help me make those decisions. And yeah, it seems to be going on course. I've bowled okay in the games so far. You know, I've not been totally happy with how I've bowled in the 2 warm-up games, but there's been signs of significant improvement from where I was in Australia. So I'm looking to make that more consistent as we go into the summer, and we'll see where we are coming the first game. I'm aiming to play in that first game, obviously. The warm-up game in Hampshire will be another hurdle for me to jump over, but hopefully if I get over that, I'll become selectable for you for the first game of the year, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I think you can gather from everybody in here that, I mean, you're a cracking lad and everybody wants to see you fulfil your ambitions and get back to your awards. Finney, you've got a test 50.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with you, actually. The way you described your 90 earlier, it sounded horrifically like they were lob-ups.
Have you faced Wackar Eunice? I wasn't playing facing Tim Southey or some other bloody little Kiwi. I was facing a red-hot Pakistan bowler who's one of the all-time greats, mate. Knocked him out of the attack.
But hold on, remind us of your highest test match score.
32.
There we go.
So that was against Murtagh on a Bunsen and he couldn't bowl me.
Turn it up. Go on.
50 then. I mean, this is the problem with when someone of such limited batting ability gets runs like this, you can't talk to the bloke anymore.
I've never heard you talk about your 5-ers against the West Indies or your 8-ers against the West Indies. It's always the 92 I scored against. Sorry.
Have you drunk the wine yet that Alistair Cook got you, or has he not even delivered it?
Yeah, actually, I got the stuff from Cookie, but James Anderson made a similar bet with me. So for anyone that doesn't know, anyway, I started the day overnight as night watchman, and Cook said to me, if you make it through the first session, I'll buy you a crate of wine. And James Anderson said, I'll do the same. I came in at lunch, not out, 30 or something. And Cook said to me, and James Anderson said to me, we'll double that if you get through the next session. So I got through the next session and made myself 4 crates of wine. So maybe that's where it's gone wrong over the last 12 weeks or so.
Did you face 2 sessions? Two sessions for 50?
2 sessions for 50, it was riveting.
Mertz, let's talk about your batting. You love facing fast bowling, don't you? I mean, it's not quite Tufnell-esque in the way that you go about it, but it's not far off. I mean,
hang on a minute.
Sylvester Clerk used to scare the living daylights out of me. Who's the fastest bowler you've faced? Who sort of gets you a bit worried?
David Masters.
I don't know, Mohammed Sami, when he was playing at Kent, he was pretty slippery. But hang on a second, I've watched some videos of you batting. Black and white, granted.
Always quicker in black and white.
But all I saw was you punching the ball off your nose like that, or walking in front of your stumps and getting LBW. So
yeah, we've seen some horrific footage of you from Australia. You have a go at me for being LBW Finn, but the Australians, how about some of those, we've got a WhatsApp group, the Middlesex players, and we were watching the Sky Sports Ashes HD last summer, and it was showing replays of great English performances over the
was a
past
draw. That was a draw
13
in
years. Yeah.
In the 90s, a draw in Australia was a great performance.
And there was a video of you being as plumber LBW as I've ever seen in my life, and no one even appealed for it. It was, I got my foot outside the line of our stump. It was not our.
Right, moving on. Ollie, best batsman you've bowled against then?
I don't know, they all seem pretty hard for me to bowl against, to be honest. I'd say Stuart Law was up there. Always struggled against him. Someone like Murtagh's not the easiest to bowl at, because you just don't know quite what you're going to get.
Crawl out, mate.
I heard he's looking for a roommate now, so... Yeah, no,
Well, you said Hashim Amla, but that's because it just brings us back to the Surrey game again, doesn't it?
yeah, I'd forgotten about that one actually, but yeah, it was a remarkable innings until I brought it to an end and finished the game off. But we don't like to talk about that. Like I said, that was probably one of the best innings I've seen for a long time. Although it wasn't the most entertaining in terms of runs for balls faced, etc. But on a pretty tricky pitch when I was obviously bowling like God. He did play very well, and I rate him. He's definitely up there.
Right, quick last question. Mert, prospects for the summer? What do you think?
I think we've got a great chance. We're all still pretty bitterly disappointed with how last summer finished, having started so well and being right up there for most of the summer to finish as we did was pretty upsetting. So we're looking to put that right. We've started well the last 2 or 3 years, so hopefully we can get off to that same start that we have been doing, and this time sort of see it through a bit longer than we have done. But I see us as a really dangerous team this year, and especially in the Championship. And to win it in the 150th year would be, magnificent.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll wrap it up there. Lads, they've all been presented with caps. Well, Ollie hasn't, because he hasn't got his cap yet, but we'll have to see about that. But I just want to thank them for coming up. I say working at Middlesex is a great joy. We've got so many, not just talented young men, but really decent young men. They do the club proud off the field as well as on the field. So thanks for spending your time up here, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.